Well, hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Thrash Pondo here, and I'm doing another one of my infamous, world famous, well received, and very well. Oh, look, I got somebody already. I'm in mid pontification. Lance Chapin is here. He says, "Hey Thrash, hey to you too, Lance. Welcome to the show." And yes, we're doing another live stream. This one is gonna be the last one in August because next Sunday is going to be September. Can you believe where did the summer go? It's been a crazy summer. One crazy summer that was actually filmed right here on Cape Cod. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for joining me, all one of you thus far. And hopefully soon to be more. That was weird. It just blinked for some reason. It went from 1 to 0 to 1. So and now Tug is here and says hi. Rachel in the 208 says hi. Tug says hello to me specifically. Hey, stranger, good to see you again. It's still saying there's only one viewer, but I do have 3 likes. So, oh, now we're up to 5. I'm gonna stop watching that icon. It's gonna drive me insane. But anyway, thank you for joining and thank you for the likes. And yeah. Okay, and tonight I am doing my Robin Williams trivia, by the way. I believe it was Zupaplex who suggested that. Well, whoever suggested it is going to get their wish. Darrell is here. He says, Bob, other brother Darrell, how you doing? My man, Tom McCluskey is here. Oh my God, Tom. So good to see you. He says, hello, people. Hey, we were talking about Ralph Bashki earlier today. I was thinking about you. And Tug says, there's only one of us there. Oh, these are multiple personalities. There's only one of us. These are multiple. Yes, they are multiple personalities. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I. Hmm. 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 Indy Spouts here says, "Don't panic, Bob. I'm here, or maybe just start panicking." What? Me worried? Never, never. The only thing that made me panic is the theatrical rendition of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Terrell Eugene Bellinger is here. Says happy Sunday, fun day. Is happy Sunday, fun day to you too. Teb, so good to see you. Oh, Tom says thanks, guys. Yes, thank you. And Nightcrawler Ran is here and says, say hello to Robo Zeno. Robo Zeno, hello to you as well, by the way. And thank you, Nightcrawler Ran. Really, welcome to the party. It's so good to have you with us. And Teb says, I was the one that suggested Robbie Williams Trivia Thrash. Okay, good. It was you. I honestly I couldn't remember. I remember we had a bunch of suggestions. In fact, maybe you guys can help me with one. Greatest American Hero was another one, and then I wrote Close E Reality. I have no idea what Close E Reality is. So, if anyone can figure out what that is, please let me know. Mr. Led is here. Mr. Led, I'm going to be watching for that present. Mr. Led sent me a birthday present, which apparently I'll be receiving tomorrow, and I can't wait. I am waiting with bated breath. And he says, "Hey, Bob, I'll be hanging out listening. Please do. I'm so glad you are here." A lot of people saying hi to Nightcrawler. Tug says, "Hello, Indy. Don't panic is about the only sensible thing that I've heard all day." It's the first helpful or intelligible thing. City D's here says, hello, everyone. Hi, Thrash, back from vacation. Vacation, all I ever wanted. Steve is here from the Live and Sad Ending and says, hi. Steve, I was trying to watch your Three Stooges video today. And I was having trouble watching it. Is it back up or was there a glitch or what do we know about the flow, Joe? And Tracy's here, and she says, hiya, guys. Tracy, great to see you too. Sister Sarah is here and says, hit that thumbs up, like button, and share. And comment after show, please, and thank you. What she said. Sarah, I hope you're feeling better, by the way. I know you've had some troubles as late. And Tug says, so many legends arriving in the comments. Yes, there's still our Dominic D's here says, hey Bob, hey everyone, hey to you too, my friend. A lot of people saying hi to Dominic D. Lynn says, welcome back, Cindy. That's from all of us, I'm sure. Keith is here and says, I just sent my taxes in Braille, and they wrote back and said that I had a big bump a big bump in earnings. But bump. And let's just see. Sister Sarah said, "What? No, not what, nitwit." I was sure I misread some of those emojis incorrectly. And a lot of people saying on one another. And Steve says, "It was and is so messed up for factually and photographically. It's a total mess. It's up, but it needs a major redo." I'll try to watch it again, by the way. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a Three Stooges. How bad could it possibly be? Although, have you seen some of their movies? Yeah. Sarah says giggle pawns. And Cindy, that's all, folks. Cindy says sounds. And then he says, "Speaking of the Go-Go's, I saw their Turn to You video for the first time in 40 years. And what do you know? Rob Lowe was in it." No kidding. I always remember, apparently, back when MTV used to like give all these like weird, crazy, very expensive prizes, one of the saddest ones they ever gave was win Belinda Carlisle as a friend. I am not making this up. The idea is you would win a friendship with Belinda Carlisle. She would come to your hometown and sing at a party in your honor. A girl from Adams, Massachusetts won it. I was living in North Adams at the time, going to North Adams State College. And one of the girls I went to college with attended this event. And guess what? Belinda Carlisle wasn't nearly as much fun in person. Who'd have thunk it? And let's just see. Shauna says hello again for some. Yes, great to see you again, Sean. Cindy says, "Are you okay, Lance?" Yes, we're all hoping that you're okay. Doug says, "Oh no, Lance, I hope you're all right." Uh, Tracy also wants to know if you're doing better. Oh, and Lance says, "Yes, Cindy, just healing up. Thank you. Glad you are healing up. You are the Gila monster." It was the best I can do on such short notice. Rachel says, "I would love to win Belinda." Uh, I mean, she wasn't mean to anybody, but you could tell she wasn't into being there. It wasn't nearly much fun as he made it out to be. Keithy says, "Hello, Darrell, and everybody I missed. Have a good evening. You too, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us." And he says, "Rob Lowe was so cute. Indy Spouts. Just watch St. Elmo's Fire at about last night." He was never my type. Although he have you guys seen he does like documentaries these days. He's great. Christopher Wilkinson is here. Says good evening, Bob. Good evening to you too. Great to see you. Face the Ace is here. Face the Ace and says hello everyone. Face the Ace. So glad you could make it. Welcome to the show. And WD says, "I remember MTV giving away Pink House in honor of John Mellencamp's Little Pink Houses." In fact, if I remember, half the fun was you would buy the house wasn't already pink. Once you got the house, John Mellencamp himself would host the painting party. We'll paint the mother pink. At least that's how I remember it. The one I wanted, there was two. There was one you could win your own island, the Bahamas, and I love the Bahamas. The other one was you could win your own town. Literally, you won your own town in the Southwest. But I never entered MTV contests. That was for lame people. And let's see what else we could go. A lot of people saying hello to one another. So I'll skip the fellowship and skip down. And he says, "Anybody that can tell me who directed the giant Gila monster without looking it up will impress me." Who directed the giant Gila monster? I know it wasn't Roger Corman, although that's I'm gonna say wasn't William Castle either. I'm gonna say the guy who played Roscoe P. Coltrane in Dukes of Hazzard. You know who I'm talking about. He also started and directed The Killer Shrews. That's my phoned in guess. Shannon says, "I lived in a pink house Not my idea. Around here in Cape, they do this thing where there are some pink houses. They're more of like an off rose, but it's this like really abrasive, like bright yellow ochre with green doors and shutters. It's ugh. And he says, "Don't hurt yourself, Bob." Dumity says, "I never entered one of their contests either." Oh, my flug says, "Sweet face." Thank you. You're a sweet face too. Oh, Wajamin is here and says hello, everyone, and hello to you too, Wajamin. So glad you could pop in. Hello and join us. Thank you so much. Please give Wajamin a link. He's been doing some great stuff as late. Lance is just dropping by. Thank you for checking on me, guys. Oh, that's very. It was nothing really. James Best. Thank you, James Best. Was the name I was groping for. That was my best guest. Thank you, Lance. And Facey says, "In the face, the Ace vlog only live stream in the Are you broadcasting this in your live stream? If you are, great. If not, we'll have to remember to check out Face the Ace in Face the Ace vlog or blog, I'm guessing. Blog, only live stream. And somebody give Face the Ace a link, pretty please. Sugar on top. Daryl says, "Did you break your arm, Lance?" So I hope not. And my flock is giving us links. Thank you. And Steve says, "There is a pink barn near me. I kid you not. Why would you kid about a pink barn?" And Sean jumped off the page, so I'm gonna have to backtrack a little. It was a college apartment divided into 3 apartments. Oh, yeah, they did that a lot. They did that in my town as well. So DD says message retracted. A message retracted to you as well. And he says, "It was not James Best, Cuckoo Kachu. It was Ray Kellogg." Okay, I would have never gotten that. So, but I'm glad I tried. And Lynn says, "Daryl brushed my hand and a gash on my foot." Ooh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. And Tug says, "Congratulations, face the ace." And Tom says, "Any have seen Dan Monroe on old TV history?" Not off the top of my head. And I'm just going to skip. Brogu's here. Says, "Hello, everyone. Brogu, so glad you could make it." He says, "Hi, Thrash." And it says hello to everyone, too. My vlog is giving us more links. A lot of people saying hi to Brogu. Daryl said, "Fell down the stairs." Ooh, ouch. Ooh, that sucks. I broke my collarbone falling down the stairs once. Tug says, "Thank you, Sarah. You rock." Oh, did I not say give Tug a link? That goes without saying. Anybody who hasn't already subscribed to Tug, but yes, thank you for anybody that I haven't thought of to say drop a link to. I'm glad that you have. Indy says that pink barn is where they keep the cows that give strawberry milk. But I'm bumped. And Cindy, it says hello to Brogo and Watch. I mean, and Lindsay, yeah, fell on the stairs. Very sorry. And Sarah says, "I've got a dentist appointment, 8 a.m. tomorrow." Ooh. Oh. Well, good luck. Good luck. And Daryl says, "Oh, crap, Lance, don't fall in the street, did you?" Oh, no, it was down the stairs, I believe. And Tim says, "Guess the criminally underrated 1978 to 82 sitcom, The Misadventures of the Staff of a Struggling Radio Station in Cincinnati." Has to be WKRP. Has to be WKRP. And I thought they were an excellent series. And James Money 615 says, "Hello. I'm just going to call you Money for the purposes of brevity." Money, thank you so much for joining us. Hello to you too. Welcome to the chat. If you have an interest, in a few minutes, we're going to be doing my trivia contest for the night. No prizes other than bragging rights, but it's going to be on Robin Williams, the career of Robin Williams. And everyone's guessing WKRP. Oh, it was the sidewalk. Why did I think it was the stairs? It was the sidewalk. Well, I'm very sorry. And Sean says, "Dentist appointment. Is it safe?" Is it safe? Is it safe? Relief. Vladimir said, "Sorry to hear that, Lance. Hope you get better soon." Sarah's gonna visit on the link. Thank you. Daryl says, "Laugh my backside off." No, Bob. I asked Lance if he fell down the stairs. Gotcha. And yeah, we have like 2 different threads going on. But yes, we all wish Lance a speedy recovery. Tom says, watch Dan Monroe. He's really good. Ask Dave Sundstrom. Oh, speaking of Dave Sundstrom, after the show tonight, Dave has a show going on at 9. He's going to be discussing Jacob's Ladder. And then afterwards, just like a little free for all where people can just kind of pitch in. I'm going to try to make it for at least part. But that'll be immediately after the show. And Steve says, I watched Forbidden Planet yesterday. Earl Holliman was a drunk cook. Leslie Nielsen, a horny captain, and a very young Anne Francis was barely dressed. A classic sci-fi. It certainly was. It certainly was. I tried to use it myself, so it promotes Rust. Leslie Nielsen was amazing though, and Anne Francis was kind of a cutie. And Walter Pigeon. Walter Pigeon plays your mad scientist. That's all, folks. Mad scientist type. And Tug says, I hope Steve Martin isn't your dentist. You'll be a dentist. And then he says, I don't know if it's safe. Yes, it's very safe. No, it's not safe at all. What do you want me to say? My favorite backstory. Do you know that like Dustin Hoffman wouldn't sleep for 2 days and he wouldn't shave and he let himself look all run down so he would look tortured? And when they asked Olivier about Dustin Hoffman's dedication to the project, he goes, what do you think of him torturing himself just so he could look tortured? And Olivier said, well, that's impressive, but why couldn't he just act? And Sean says, yes, Lance, hope all heals well and fast. Oh, Sarah says, oh, I swallowed my temp ground. Oh, I hope it wasn't sharp. Oh, well, all things shall pass. And Tug says, you've got to fix those mouth problems so you can come back on my show, Sarah. Yeah, not to mention our show, which is going to be this coming Sunday. In fact, I'm so glad you mentioned that, Tug. Next Sunday is not going to be just little old Bob all by himself. Oh, no. Special treat. It's going to be myself and Sister Sarah and Danny Staten. And it is going to be funsies. And, but it's the same bat time. It's going to be this time slot because I've dug myself in here kicking and or screaming. And Cindy says, just came back from Lee's Summit, Lance Chafin. And Christopher's saying hi to Steve. Sarah's giving more links. Lance says, my aunt and uncle live there. Cindy, oh, excellent. And Tug says, I'm friendly with Bruce Joel Rubin, the guy who wrote Jacob's Ladder. Incredibly nice guy. You'd almost have to be. And my folks says, your mom is a pigeon, LOL. Your mom goes to college. And so he says, my sister does, Lance. Your sister goes to college. And Face the Ace vlog is laughing at something somebody said. I'd like to think it was something that I said. I'll take full credit, but I'm glad you're amused. And thanks, my flock. You are amazing, beautiful, awesome. Isn't my flock the best? We all love Sister Sarah here, by the way. Oh, and so specifically, if you're a fan of Sister Sarah's, Face the Ace, please join us next Sunday, where she will hopefully be able to speak once again. And Tom says, back soon. I'll be back. And Sister Sarah says, Steve Martin is my dentist. And Tracy says, Robert, I have new material on my channel to be announced. That is awesome. That I've been waiting for new material on the channel. Thank you. Let me know when it drops, and I will check it out. More links from Sister Sarah. And Ace says, shout out to my friend, my flock. She is awesome and beautiful. She certainly is. And you will join us next Sunday. That'll be awesome. And feel free to shout out to your friends. Let them know that they'll all be welcome. Because it won't just be me blabbing next time. It'll be Sarah and Danny Staten. And who can get enough of Danny Staten? And we've been working on this collaboration for about 2 years now. So, and then he says to Tug, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer Wiener. I wish you were friends with the guy that wrote Birdemic. I have some stuff to get off my chest. Yeah. I mean, even for like a fun schlock movie, did you see the MST3K treatment of it? It just the movie is so it's dreadful. It reminds me of like local access TV stuff they used to do back in the days. I mean, they're supposed to be going down deserted roads, and you see other traffic on the roads. It's Cindy says James Best, Walter Pigeonhole. Walter Pigeonhole, I love it. I love it. And Ace says, thank you, sir. You're quite welcome. And Daryl says, cracking the sidewalk. Where the sidewalk ends. And Sarah says, we're having a threesome next Sunday, LOL. Back at you, Ace. And Tug says, it's unwatchable. Birdemic, yes. Not our show, Birdemic. And a lot of people saying hello to one another. And Indy says, what's up, K Dub? And Tug says, yes, the message, I'm another thrash. I'm another thrash. Oh, Jake Hudson here. Says, hi, guys. Jake, how you doing? Sarah, please give Jake Hudson a link. He does a number of live chats periodically as well. And Teb says, guess the beloved 1975-85 CBS sitcom. A couple move on up to the east side. The Jeffersons. And Dwight says, Thrash, I don't want to spoil anything. Does any trivia tonight mention Pat Morita? If not, I have some trivia. It doesn't, and please feel free to interject. A lot of people saying hi to Jake. Yes, gay people guessing the Jeffersons. Jake has liked and shared. Thank you very much, Mr. Jake. Sarah's given the link. Thank you. And also thanks, Jake. He says, a new giraffe was born in Germany. Its name is Emily. You made that up. Oh, by the way, Emily, hello out there. Haven't quite made it yet, but we were all thinking about you. Lisa Fields, and the list is too many. I will just say to everyone who's not here tonight, hello. Oh, and Keith, is Hooper going to be friends with the giraffe? And Christopher says, hi, Ratchik. And hi to Ratchik for me as well, by the way. And Mr. Lid says, doing good, keeping up tonight, Thresh. I'm working on it. I'm surprised I haven't well, I think it's because I'm not as pontificatingness as I normally am. I'm sticking to the task at hand and not getting off topic too much. And Sean says, I just looked up Birdemic. They made 4 of the films. Eek! That's dreadful. That's just terrible. Oh, Emily's here. Says, I'm lurking. Emily, so good to see you, my friend. And everyone's like saying hi to Emily and accuse her of being a lurker. And then he says, because they're cheap. Cheap. The Birdemic. Cheap. Ah, I love it. He says, awesome. And oh, and Keith says to Sarah saying, friends to Keith E. And Emily says, my voyeurism is strong tonight. The force is strong in this one. And Tracy says, please, could we get Robert more likes, please? Yeah, I know. Please, more likes. So there's 18 watching and 16 likes. We can do better than that, at least. And Ace says, I have to go. See you later. Thanks. Hey, Ace, thanks so much for dropping by tonight. And look forward to see you next Sunday. Tug says, always assume she's lurking. That's what Sarah says, love room. Oh, Tracy says hi to Emily. A lot of people saying hi to Emily. And great advice, Tug, from Emily. And Ace, good to see you. And Sean says to Windy Spouts, they made out of marshmallow, like the stuff. Bring stuff to the chat, LOL. I can see that. And Teb says, guess the beloved 1982-89 sitcom, former liberal hippie boomers raised their Gen X kids, one of them Republican, during the Reagan era. Family Ties. And Sister Sarah's reminding us all to give peace signs to birds and hit the like button. And just gonna skim down. Mr. Lip guesses family ties. And Sean says, no, 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 there's a peep. Oh, marshmallow fluff. And Sean's like, I see. I get it, marshmallow fluff. Peep. Indy, you're on fire tonight. Oh, and he says, my fuck, you are awesome, amazing, and thanks, 100%. Oh, John Doe's here. He says, I'm back. John Doe, you're just in time for trivia. Literally. We're going to start the trivia in just a couple minutes. John Doe, welcome back, my friend. And he says, Carlton from the Fresh Prince is Alex P2O. Oh. And anyway, you know what? Should we just go ahead and start the trivia while I'm caught up? Yeah, I'm going to start the trivia. Are you guys sure? I mean, I can wait to do the trivia. No, start the trivia. Okay, I'll start the trivia after I read Tug's comment. If he's on fire, he just needs chocolate and graham crackers to go with those peeps. where was it? I heard they use peeps for s'mores. Oh, and 28 says you skipped over my Robin Williams trivia. Did I? Oh no! All right, hang on. Give me a second. I'll see if I can. Oh yes. Well, here you say. I have some trivia, and I'm going to. I haven't seen a comment of yours since. Did you post said comment? Oh, here it is. And then the next comment I see from you is you skipped over my Robin Williams trivia. All right, please give it to me again because it's not in the comments section. I'm sorry, it must have been some glitch. And Emily says both cute as buttons, Cindy. And Sean says gross s'mores made out of peeps. No, it's actually pretty good. It's better than it sounds. And a lot of people saying hello to Rachel. And Teb says, guess these popular 70 to 91 CBS primetime soap opera, A Powerful Family of Texas, Dallas. And John Doe says, what's the trivia for tonight? Our trivia for tonight is Robin Williams. And Emily says, they actually have s'mores flavored peeps. Ooh, that could work. And Tug says, I don't see the comment either. Thank you, because I thought maybe I just missed it. But yeah, 208, please give us your trivia question, please. Pretty please. Sugar on top. John Doe says, I hate peeps. Tracy guessed Dallas. Emily says, John, questions about movies and music and more. Cindy also got Dallas. John says, sounds gross. Sarah says, I like blue peeps. I've never seen blue, usually purple and yellow. And Tug says, I absolutely despise peeps. Used to live next to a factory where they were made in PA, often considered doing bad things to it. Oh, dude. I used to work next door to a hostess plant, and oh, it smelled fantastic. Somebody says, growing pains ripped off family ties. They did the opposites. Made the daughter the smart one and the son the dumb one. Excellent point. And John Doe says, I barely like marshmallows. Emily likes peeps, though. And my flux says, there's s'mores wine. I saw it one time. Ew. S'mores flavored vodka, too, by Pinnacle, I want to say. And Cindy says, Fresh Prince used the same Family Ties episodes. Yeah. I never thought of it, but yeah, they kind of did. They kind of did use the same template. And Sean says to Tug sounds like the Susquehanna Hat Company slowly had turned. And Sarah says blue is my favorite color and food. LOL. Yeah, but blue isn't a flavor. And Cindy says repost it. Yes, please. Oh, there it is. Rachel says you keep skipping me. Rachel, you asked about the Pat Morita, and I said no. And the next comment I saw from you wasn't until you didn't read my trivia. And the next comment I saw from you after that was you keep skipping me. Um, remember Gary Carpenter had a problem with his phone where things weren't sending. You think you might be having a problem with your message? I swear I'm not skipping your messages. I honestly don't see them, and Tug doesn't see them either. So try it one more time, please. Try it one more time. And Indy says, I also lived about a block down wind of a hostess plant. It's the best marketing they could come up with, I assure you. Oh no, I believe you. I believe you. And it just has that wonderful baked smell to it. It's just amazing. Cindy says we had a donut guy. John Doe says Bacardi lemon and Berg's root beer tastes like Bazooka Joe. And Rachel says, okay, now after Cindy. Okay, now, all right, I just saw you. Well, there was John Doe in between, but I saw you after Cindy. Emily says, blue is to a flavor, just as Gatorade and the Kool-Aid drinks. Fair enough. And Sarah says, cup of noodles has some more flavored now. Ugh. And Tug says, blue is what the Smurfs taste like. And Tim says, yes, to be beloved, 1987 to 85 ABC sitcom, San Francisco TV hot single father raised his three young daughters with the help of his brothers. Full House. Never liked that show. And Cindy says, come to our house selling Hostess cupcakes in the 70s and 80s. And yes, Full House. Yeah. And Tracy says, blue tastes like blue. There's a song on this somewhere. Blue on blue, lace on satin. By the way, should I do a creepy classic on that song? You ever listen to the words of that song? Somebody listen to the words of that song and then tell me whether or not I should do a creepy classic. It sounds really cringy to me when I listen to it. But anyway, Tracy says Sarah ick s'mores ramen. Ew, indeed. And Doug says, Cup of Noodles has gone insane. They have bacon, pancakes, and maple syrup flavor. Bacon's okay. The other two, not so much. And he says to Tug, I'm pretty sure you left a word out of the Smurf quote. Yeah. And WD says, nothing like the smell of ho-hos in the morning. It smells like victory. And yes, it is Full House. And Emily says, I've seen that one, Tug. Ooh. And music, movies, and more with Brandon who says, hey there, Thresh. Music, movies, and more. So good to see you too. By the way, Sister Sarah, could you please give our friend Brian a link? Excellent. And Emily says, DD, maybe after they brush their teeth, morning breath is real. It certainly is. And my Flux says, I live in a blue world. There's a song on there somewhere. And John Doe says, do you know the joke about the man walks into a bar and makes a crying horse laugh? Yes, I do, and I can't tell that joke on this channel, but yes, I do know that joke. And Tug says, da da dee da da da. Life goes on, bro. And Cindy says, your sound stopped for a moment earlier, Thresh. Can you hear me now? As long as you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? As long as you can hear me now. And did we lose Rachel 208 again? Oh, I really hope we don't. It's getting frustrating for her. I can imagine. And Sarah says, I see blue people. Yeah, at the beach. They're called polar bears. And Christopher says, on August 31st is the anniversary of, wow, you just jumped. Is the anniversary of Princess Diana's assassination. Oh, that's so sad. And Tug says, I saw Blue Man Group in Vegas. They were awesome. I saw them too. They actually did a one of my promos when I was working at Suncoast. And Sean says, isn't that the opening song of Iron Man 3? My vlog is everywhere. Dennis here says, got company, drat. More than understand. Thank you for dropping by. And Keithy says, what's the blue liquor behind the bar? Blue Curacao, which is funny because it tastes orange. And Rachel says, you skipped me again. Rachel, miss, I swear to God, I'm reading every comment that I see from you. I don't know why some of your comments aren't posting and others are. Every comment I've seen, I'm reading. If any of you please, I'm begging you, if any of you can see comments from Rachel that I'm missing, do me a favor, rewrite them in the comments below. I'm just not getting them. Very sorry. And Teb says, guess this hit 1982 to 1990 CBS sitcom, Crazy Adventures of a Vermont Innkeeper, Newhart. And Daryl said she maybe would have lived if she wore a seatbelt. And yes, Curacao and Newhart. And Cindy said Paul Reiser turned down Danny Tanner to do My Two Dads. I did not know that. And Rachel says, I saw I saw blue men in Boston. I want to take Mrs. Thrash to that, but we're just never in the cards. And Indy Spelled says, interesting. I included Rachel's post in my previous comment, and you skipped it too. Okay, this is getting weird. Is there some type of word that's blocked or something? I didn't skip you either, Indy. And Emily says, trivia is late. Y'all need to shush now. And John Doe says, what is black and white and black and white? A not in a blender. Ew. And Keithy says, Rachel, start your comments with a number in the front so he can see if he's missing one. That's a good idea. And Tug says, I don't see your comment either, Indy. It must be something YouTube is. Yeah, I mean, could there be some type of auto censoring going on? Probably because Mr. Williams took a certain option and Rachel says, did anyone see my Pat Morita trivia? No, I have not, and I've been looking for it with bated breath. And Teb says it's time for Robin Williams trivia. And Doug says, is it about yes, the Judas option? Is it about the Judas option? And Sean says, not seeing that either, Rachel. Yeah, it's funny because it didn't work for Indy either. So I'm sorry for the frustration. Perhaps you could word it differently. Whatever the question is, try to word it differently. Emily didn't see it either. And Cindy says Robin Williams was a New York mime. Yes, I knew that. I did the footage of him doing that. And Daryl says to Rachel Thrash, I don't want to spoil anything. Does any trivia tonight mention Pat Morita? If not, I have some trivia. That I've got. I got that. That was actually the last comment before she thought I started skipping her. And Keith E says, if you're going to put in a controversial word, put in a couple or a number. And he says, I posted it in between Sean and Emily. And Sean says, yeah, unavailing is verboten. Oh, unaliving is verboten and other subject matter as well. So he says, go to all messages, not top messages. You missed it again. Weird. Try wording it differently. And John Doe says, imagine Ron Williams played Spock. That'd be great. And Tug says, now I'm just going to Google Ron Williams and Pat Morita. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, and Keithy says, as a moderator, depending on how it's set, I get the message and can approve it or disprove it. And MyFlux says YouTube is doing updates and new fetchers. So when they do that, a lot of glitches happen. I can't hit the thumbs up or comments on shorts right now. So YouTube is the problem. And Sean says, the top of the chat, there is a top message pull down and live chat pull down. Use the latter there. Huh. I still don't see it. And he says, you're not in blue, Keith E. No, that's right. He should be, though. He should be, but he's not. Anyway, I got to do the trivia. So I'm going to do my trivia now, and then we should revisit this matter later. And as always, in no particular order. Number 10, Mr. Williams' masterwork, Mork and Mindy, was a spin-off of this 1970s TV series. Was it A, Happy Days, B, Battlestar Galactica, C, UFO, or D, Out of the Blue? I shall repeat. Robin Williams' masterwork, Mork and Mindy, was a spin-off of this 1970s TV series. A, Happy Days, B. Battlestar Galactica, C. UFO, or D. Out of the Blue? You always start with a really really tough question. Yeah, see, Rachel, I saw you put A there. And my flex says I'm just a regular mod, not a super mod, so I'm limited what I can do. Um. Oh yes, and Tug, if you find the Pat Morita bit of trivia, I'm sure you can figure out a way of wording it in here so that it'll get by the Al Gore isms. And you know what? I'm not going to bother to wait on this one. No, of course, the answer is in fact A. Uh, um, Happy Days. Number 9. Mr. Williams met this future superhero in college, and the two remained lifelong friends. Was it A. Michael Keaton, B. Christopher Reeves, C. William Catt, or D. Lou Ferrigno? Tug says it's incredibly wholesome. I have no idea. Crazy. I shall repeat. Mr. Williams met this future superhero in college, and the two remained lifelong friends. Was it A. Michael Keaton, B. Christopher Reeves, C. William Catt, or D. Lou Ferrigno? Oh, and by the way, another one I wanted to shout out to is Mr. Superplex. Long time no see. And Emily says, "Well, I just made Superman." Don't do that. And looks like most of you know this one too. Gonna give it another minute or two, just in case. Not a minute or two, but I'll give it a few more seconds. No, it looks like pretty much everyone's voted. Indy says, "Oh, yes," for a bonus point. Um, Indy Spout says, "Yes, they met at Juilliard." And apparently they were both picked by John Houseman to be in a certain program. But yes, uh, Christopher Reeves and Robin Williams met in college. Oh, I love this one. Mr. Williams named his daughter after this classic video game character: A. Laura Croft, B. Alice Marcus, C. Princess Peach, or D. Zelda. You guys are good tonight. Oh, John Doe says the director of Batman Forever originally wanted Robin Williams to play the Joker, but the studio wanted Jim Carrey mainly for less money. And Diddy says, "I am here." Oh, yes, John. I remember hearing that. By the way, well, apparently Robin Williams didn't really want to do it, but anyway, Mister Mr. Williams named his daughter after this classic video game character. Was it A. Laura Croft, B. Alice Marcus, C. Princess Peach, or D. Zelda? And John, I assume you mean the Riddler. I knew what you meant, but yes, I assume you mean the Riddler. You guys are on your game today. Mrs. Thrash did very well. I think Mrs. Thrash got 80 percent or 8 out of 10. Duh. But yeah, you guys are Johnny on the spot tonight. And yes, it was Zelda. And she's not just named Zelda, it's a coincidence. No, he admitted that he actually named her after the game Zelda. Number 7. Mr. Williams gave an Emmy award nominated performance in this long running police procedural show. Was it A, Homicide, B, Law and Order, C, NYPD Blue, or D, Hill Street Blues? And John says, yes, I meant the Riddler. I shall repeat. Mr. Williams gave an Emmy Award nominated performance in this long running police procedural TV series. Was it A, Homicide, B, Law and Order, C, NYPD Blue, or D, Hill Street Blues? Oh, Indy, I had a hunch that was going to come up. Remember, I said Law and Order, not one of the spin off series. But we'll talk more in just a minute. Dom D says, anybody see the Mork and Mindy episode where David Letterman, as a life counselor, Morgan Fairchild was in it too? Yes. Was he the one that he kept everything was just a concept? Everything was just a concept. So anything I don't want to talk about, anything you don't want to talk about is just a concept. I think yeah. Oh my god, Anubis is here. Oh my god, Anubis is trivia. Yes, Anubis, I want to thank you very much for joining us. We have to work on that collaboration. The best made for TV horror movies, sci-fi horror movies of all time. We have to do it. I was just talking to Kevin not too long ago. By the way, thank you for joining us. Denny, please give a link to Anubis, DJ Anubis, of course. Emily says, I missed the last two questions, I think. Yeah, that's quite right. And John David's here. David's here says, yeah, David, so good to have you with us. And Joe says the original director wanted Patrick Stewart to play Mr. Freeze on Batman and Robin movie. I didn't know. Oh, Esmeralda's here. Says hello. I made it to a live show. Esmeralda, I'm so glad you did. It's been too long. Thank you so much for joining us. We're down to number 7 in trivia, but please feel free to remain for the last 70%. Oh, and last 2, yes, I knew what you meant. And he said, did you see the one where Robin Williams plays himself Thresh? It was deep. Yeah, where he admits that he was a very lonely child and he created the characters. That was very, very sad. Anubis says, yeah, man, been too long. We need to get together again. I know summers are just, I can't make any excuses, but summers are very, very, very crazy for me. I work in hospitality and I've been very, very, very busy. But definitely, we will definitely stay in touch. A lot of people saying hello to Esmeralda. Thank you for the link, Sarah. David says, to the bat polls. And Sean says, did you invite Anubis considering you made Christopher Reeves God and all? And Esmeralda says to my flag, hello, sister. Hope you feeling well. And Rachel says, okay. And Mr. Lynn says, surprisingly, I got all of them right so far, but I have to go. Good night, all. Mr. Lynn, good night, man. And I can't wait to get the present tomorrow. Awesome. And John Doe says the best TV horror is Track of the Moon Beast. I know I've seen that one, but I can't place it. Track of the Moon Beast. I know I've seen. I think I own it too. But anyway, we've gotten off topic. We were saying, I assume it's Homicide then, Bob. Yes, it was Homicide. It's actually a really, really sad story. Robin Williams plays the father of a family who goes to New York on vacation, and not New York, Baltimore, wherever Homicide is set. And while they're there, they get mugged, and the wife is taken down by their mugger. So they have to stay in the city for this very painful police investigation. And it's a straight drama, and he does an amazing job. I had a hunch, at least one person was going to say SVU because, and I don't remember that episode. I don't remember watching it. But when I was doing some research, I saw that he did get nominated for an Emmy for SVU. So that's why I had to admit it. But you know what? Anybody who said SVU, tell you what, give yourself the point because he did get nominated for SVU, even though that wasn't one of the selections. Moving on to number 6. Mr. Williams actually appeared in 2 shows featuring this legendary comedic icon. Was it A, Paul Lynde, B, Sid Caesar, C, Richard Pryor, or D, Carol Burnett? I shall repeat. Mr. Williams actually appeared in 2 shows featuring this comedic icon. Was it A, Paul Lynde, B, Sid Caesar, C, Richard Pryor, or D, Carol Burnett? And then after this one, we'll get some scores. Anu says, I want to say Burnett is one of them. There's a lot of answers pouring in. I do see the right one. A lot of people have the right one, but there are some other answers. And the funny thing is, you got to really dig for that one because I remember the show, but I didn't watch it at the time. So, Emily says I'm going to say A because no one else did. Paul Lynde did have a couple of shows, um, but no. Richard Pryor engagement. Yes, he was on Richard Pryor's short-lived show, and then he was also on Pryor's Place, which was a Saturday morning kids show. And now for some scores, which I believe was Sid and Marty Croft. If I remember correctly, it was Sid and Marty Croft. But yeah, how about some scores, guys? And I will wait patiently for said scores. Oh, Tracy's like, I'm stunned 5 for 10. It's actually 5 for 5. I've only given you 5 of them. Rachel says, I loved Pryor's Place. Me too, but I didn't watch it at the time. I didn't discover Pryor's Place until it was released in like a Sid and Marty morning set. Esmeralda says, I love Richard Pryor. So funny. Yeah, he was a heavy casualty. Benjamin says, what letter was that? Richard Pryor was C. Dominic D says, Sid Caesar was up for the part of coach in Cheers. Did I know that? I don't think I knew that. Thank you. Well, either way, it's a great find. Tug is 5 for 5. Rachel is 5 for 5. Tab is 5 for 5. Cindy D is 4 for 5. Dominic D is 4 for 5. Keith is 3 out of 5. Emily is 2 out of 4. That I heard. You always end up missing one. You always end up missing one. So we'll call it 2 out of 4. Sean Innes is 5 of 5. 4 of 5 with the Law and Order homicide question. Fair enough. Well, homicide was the actual answer. But because a lot of people confused Law and Order with Law and Order SVU, I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you because again, he did get an Emmy Award nomination. What you mean is 5 for 5. I'm guessing that was the C was the letter he picked. Sarah says I forgot to count again. LOL. I'm sure you did well. Emily Miller says no. 2 out of 3. I heard. Oh, I get it. I get it. And Isabel says here's a score: Sodom and Gomorrah tied at 69. But I'm bumped. No. Leave my guests alone. Take my virginal daughters instead. Thanks, Dad. That story never set well with me, by the way. And then the older daughter's like, "Yeah, shows what you know." I shouldn't. I'm playing with fire. Literally, I'm playing with fire. I should stop. But anyway, you started it. Danny says, "Yep, Richard Pryor was great, long as he wasn't in a Superman movie." Yes, you're well. It wasn't his fault. The movie was so horrible. It was a very poorly written character. A John Doe's 9 to 5. Cindy's like, okay, oh, I'm 5 for 5 with the homicide question. Then I said Law and Order again. Give it to yourself because he did receive the nomination for SVU, so I'm going to give it. And Sarah said, also, yeah, right, Dan. Yeah, 3 was a terrible installment. And Emily says, I missed numbers 8 and how could you possibly miss numbers 8 and 7? Rachel's gonna try the trivia again, and Rachel's Pat Morita got a loan from Red Fox, who asked he just pay it forward. Years later, he gave it to a young, struggling Robin Williams. What could possibly have been wrong with that trivia? I mean, the algorithm. I'm Big Brother. I don't mind it watching me, but Big Brother, that's just petty. So, but that's good. So Pat Morita gave the money he should have given to Red Fox. He gave it to Robin Williams, and I would have never gotten that. It's an amazing story. Did Pat Morita meet him on the set of Happy Days? That'd be my guess. I know Pat Morita had a recurring character on Sanford and Son. In fact, they briefly open up a takeout restaurant in the Fox estate. So I'm sure that's how they met. And David says, anyone want any mini a polls? Money pennies, money pole. And Emily says, I love that, Rachel. It's a great. I'm glad we finally got it, and I promise you, I wasn't just dissing you. and he says the tensions is killing me, Rachel. And Sean says to Rachel, now I see it using the live chat pull down. I'll have to go through it again, but I'm glad we finally got it. And Esmeralda says, that is awesome. It certainly is. And Tug says, I have no freaking why that trivia was. I know. And Emily was away from her phone. Dominic D liked the trivia as well. And he says, I saw her post every time and couldn't figure out the problem. I know, really. And Cindy says, I saw it several times, Thrash. It kept coming up after my comments. Yeah, but I couldn't see it. That's the weirdest thing. I wasn't getting it. And Melissa Foster's here says, hi to Trash Pondo and all. Sorry I'm late to the live stream. You were never late. You were right on time. You're right on time for the second half of trivia. And Rachel says, Fox got Marita the job on Sanford and Son. Because they were friends. Okay, that makes perfect sense. And Dave says, okay, didn't LOL wrong. And Sarah's telling everybody to like and subscribe and forward in her own little way. And John Doe says Superman 3 and 4 was bad because the studio kept slashing their budget, which forced them to go cheaper and cheaper. Yeah, that happens a lot with a lot of movies. And David says, work. And Emily says, that's the first time I saw it. Yeah, me too. But anyway, back to the questions. We'll round out the final 5. Number 5. Mork and Mindy was inspired by an episode of this vintage TV comedy series. Was it A, My Favorite Martian, B, The Munsters, C, The Dick Van Dyke Show, or D, The Addams Family? I shall repeat. Mork and Mindy was inspired by an episode of this vintage TV series. Was it A, My Favorite Martian, B, The Munsters, C, The Dick Van Dyke Show, or D, The Addams Family? Keith, he says, I would say the Flintstones and the Martian guy. Sarah says, not great. Dan got the dentist appointment for tomorrow. Yeah, that sucks. Dan goes, Sean says, the Great Gazoo. Oh, yes, the Great Gazoo. A good guess, but wrong. Here's the funniest thing. I knew this was going to be tricky. Of course, My Favorite Martian is the most obvious. But then you'd think it was everything but the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh, there's that algorithm again. I have to say the Blank Van Blank Show. Huh. Is that what you want, YouTube? Okay, the Blank Van Blank Show starring Blank Van Blank. Or can you say Van anymore? Or is that too vain of me? You're so vain. You probably think I'm going to get demonetized, which I'm not monetized yet anyway, so meh. Boy, did I go off the deep end there, huh, guys? Anyway, it's actually the Dick Van Dyke Show. Take that. Yes, what happened was there was an episode called, and I'm not making this up. Jerry was the guy who played his friend Jerry. His last name eludes me for the one. But he went on to become a TV director, and he was inspired to do Mork and Mindy. And now, of course, we all know the story. Star Wars was really big, and they wanted the producers' kids wanted an alien on Happy Days. But he remembered there was this one episode of Dick Van Dyke where he goes to bed, he watches a scary movie, and then he has nightmares about it. And it has Danny Thomas, and Danny Thomas is an alien, and he controls people by mysterious high-tech walnuts. And then the episode is, it may look like a walnut. And the end of it is actually pretty scary. He tries to leave, and every time he opens a door, it's like a body snatchers moment. And one of the cast members comes out and goes, like House on Haunted Hill moments. And another little trivia for you. He opens up one closet and like 2,000 walnuts like fall on top of him. He actually got a respiratory infection. Some of the walnuts were actually had rotted, and apparently it made him like sick or something. But the correct answer is in fact C. Emily says Jerry Paris. Thank you, Jerry Paris. All I can think of is Jerry Reed, and he was a musician. But thank you very much, Jerry Paris. And yeah, and Emily got that one correct. So Emily should be very, very proud. That's a twofer for you. So anyway, yes. The correct answer for 5 is C. Number 4. This legendary comedian and hero of Mr. Winters joined the cast in the fourth season of Mork and Mindy. Was it A, Rodney Dangerfield, B, Dick Shawn, C, Milton Berle, or D, Jonathan Winters? The first episode was called My Favorite Orkin. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Sean says that was the Richard Van Richard show. Love it. Jerry Reed was an actor and singer. But yes, but I remember him. He didn't do that song, I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes. And Daryl says, several years later in San Francisco, Marita came across a young Robin Williams who was joking about his financial situation. Marita gave him $350. Oh, that's excellent. NI87 is here and has deleted a message by Danny Staten. Not sure what happened there, but I'm sure it was a valid removal. So we're just going to keep an eye on this situation as it continues. And Daryl says, 3,500, not 350. And Danny says, I speak Russian. It was bad language. I had a hunch. It was something like that. And I speak a few words in Russian, so most of them are naughty. But spasibo molodetsia. And Emily says you need to translate your post, or not in this case. So yes. Did I repeat it? I'm going to repeat it just in case. This legendary comedian, hero of Mr. Williams, joined the cast in the 4th season of Mork and Mindy. Was it Rodney Dangerfield? Was it Dick Shawn? Was it Milton Berle? Or was it Jonathan Winters? Doug says, I didn't like him on the show, but when you got both Robin Williams and that kind of gave it away. Yes, it's Jonathan Winters. Winters together, you could power a small metropolis on their energy. Yes. And Danny says, I don't speak nothing but bad language, but I'm sure it was bad language. But yes, Jonathan Winters. Number 3. Mr. Williams won an Academy Award for his performance in A, The World According to Garp, B, Good Will Hunting, C, What Dreams May Come, or D, Awakenings. And he says, FYI, here's a wiki on Mork and Mindy. Mork first appears in Happy Days Season 5, My Favorite Orkin, which aired on February of 1978, and is a take on the 1960s sitcom My Favorite Martian. Okay. So you know what? If you said My Favorite Martian, give yourself a point as well. Is that fair? I'm going by what Jerry Paris said. But all right, so we will accept My Favorite Martian. And it's Indy for the win. And Keithy says, I thought Good Morning Vietnam would be on that list. Well, don't sell yourself too short. I'll repeat. Mr. Williams won the Academy Award for his performance in The World According to Garp, Good Will Hunting, What Dreams May Come, or D, Awakenings. And the correct answer is B, Good Will Hunting. And number 2, Mr. Williams was not nominated for an Academy Award for this film. Was it A, Good Morning Vietnam, B, The Dead Poets Society, C, The Fisher King, or D, What Dreams May Come? I shall repeat. Mr. Williams was not nominated for an Academy Award for this film. Was it A, Good Morning Vietnam, B, The Dead Poets Society, C, The Fisher King, or D, what dreams may come? John Doe says my left foot. Denny says, wasn't my favorite Martian like the comedy show version of The Day the Earth Stood Still? Remarkably similar. Remarkably similar. And Esmeralda says, more than just incredible. At times flawless. Indy says, what dreams may come? Yeah, that's a running joke, by the way. That's one of Mrs. Thrash's favorite movies, and I just don't like it. I just never liked that film. But yes, it was D, What Dreams May Come. And Rachel says he should have got it for the Fisher King. He was good. Yes, he was amazing. David says E, the black hole. And Jenny says, didn't everyone in Popeye get an award except Mr. Williams? No, but again, David Letterman is actually in that too. David Letterman is actually in the Popeye movie. And the number one question, at least for this show, is Mr. Williams did much voice work over his career. And he actually did a voice for this work by Brian Wilson Aldiss. I had to throw a Brian Aldiss in here somewhere. Was it AI, B, Brothers of the Head, C, But Who Can Replace a Man, or D, Frankenstein Unbound? And I shall repeat. Mr. Williams did much voice work over the course of his career, but he actually did a voice for this Brian Aldiss work. Was it A, AI, B, Brothers of the Head, C, But Who Can Replace a Man, or D, Frankenstein Unbound? Look who is here. It is our friend Grey Wolf, better known as Lobo Gris. So good to see you, my brother. Please give Lobo Gris a link too, by the way. Been doing some great stuff. I love the music you've been putting out. I had so much fun on your live chat earlier today. Great stuff. Please provide Mr. Gris with a link. You and I have to do some collaboration together too, by the way. I know I keep promising that to everybody, but you're on the list. You're on the list. And thank you, Sarah, for providing that. And everybody's saying hello. And he says, if he eats his spinach, I'll be throwing up in the yard. LOL. And thank you for the link, Danny. And David says, Toxic Avenger. A great movie, but no, he wasn't in it. The correct answer is, in fact, AI. He does the voice of some online doctor or something. I've seen AI. I'm not a huge fan of it. It has literally, not figuratively, it has literally nothing to do with the source material. The actual story Brian Aldiss wrote is about 15 pages long, and it's just about a woman who gets an artificial child, and it creeps her out because that's how Brian Aldiss would treat a story like this. Yeah, it's more of story about the uncanny valley, and what happens is while her husband is away at work, she's stuck at home with this robot kid, and it creeps her out. That's the whole. It's not even a very good story by Brian Aldiss. Why Spielberg fell in love with it, or more importantly, why Kubrick fell in love with it, and decided it would make a great feature film. Frankly, I still think, But Who Can Replace a Man would have made a great movie. I think, on some ways, it was made into a movie. If you've seen The Brave Little Toaster. But Who Can Replace a Man is basically The Brave Little Toaster if it was done for adults. And if you haven't read But Who Can Replace a Man, once you read it, you'll see exactly what I mean. But yeah, But Who Can Replace a Man would make a great feature film. Frankenstein Unbound was pretty good. I've never seen Brothers of the Head, to be honest with you. I've heard it's not very good. That's the one where World War III, instead of using nuclear weapons, they use dirty bombs with hallucinogenics. So after the war, basically everyone in Europe has had a bad trip. And it's about these two guys who go cross country, and they can't believe anything anyone's telling them because everybody's under the influence of hallucinogenics. They can't believe anything they're seeing because they're under the influence of hallucinogenics. It's a great story, but the premise kind of gave me a headache. Rachel says, I sing the body electric. You certainly do. Lobo says, Keith, your name carries major weight. My friend mentioned you to Stupenzo and immediately got a wrench. Oh, very nice, very nice. Tug says, Bicentennial Man is better and relevant to the. It is better, and it is also relevant to the topic, but wasn't written by Brian Aldiss. And Denny says pink and sweet is a different story. I was talking about cake icing, and Doug said, "Oh yeah." And Sarah says, "I didn't count again." Oh yeah, we haven't done the scores yet. Oh, so we're just gonna give Sarah a 10 out of 10. Cindy says 80 like your wife, 8 for 10. John Doe says Megan is just a new version of Child's Play. And Miller says, I was the only one who got the DVD question right, so I'm going to say 10 for 10. Please do, please do. And he's about says, what a coincidence. Both times I've gone to Europe, it's also been a bad trip, but I'm bummed. And Keith is congratulating Lobo, and Sarah's giving us another link. And Tug says, no, it was written by my favorite sci-fi author, LOL. Bicentennial Man. I'm drawing a blank. Please fill me in. Rachel is 10 for 10. Excellent, Rachel. Sarah says, thanks, Pons. LOL. Cindy says, isn't Jerry Paris one of the writers of Happy Days? Yes. Yes, he was. I can't swear to it, but I believe it was his son who said, can we put a alien in Happy Days? But it was one of the producers. I can't remember who. Esmeralda says Sarah is always 10 for 10. She sure is. Tracy is 9 for 10. Tug is 9 for 10. Sarah's giggle Esmeralda. Isaac Asimov. I knew that. I knew as soon as I read it, I go, yes, of course. And Sarah says Esmeralda is epic as well. And he says Tug, maybe giving Asimov a shout out. And Teb says 5 for 5. I missed the other questions because I was having dinner. No worries, you can catch them in replay. But we'll give you 5 for 5. Watching is 8 for 10. John Doe says, I did like the robot's dream of electric. Did Android's dream electric sheep? Yes, that's an excellent story. Philip K. Dick, I believe. And Keithy says Dave Sundstrom is members only unless he doesn't flick the right switch. We're still going to close up shop in deference to his show. And Tracy says, Robert, could Sarah give out my link? She hasn't already. Oh my god. Sarah and or Danny, if you could please give a link to Tracy's show in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm glad you asked Sarah. I'm glad you asked Tracy. I thought they already had, but I'm glad it's been covered. And he says, I'm pretty sure I got some correct. By my calculations, I think you got all of them correct because even the ones I don't think you didn't give the actual correct response. You made a convincing case that they were right, and in doing so, won the point. And and thanks for the trip. You're very welcome. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing, and thank you for the corrections. By the way, that's half the fun. Thank you for the link, Sarah. Got you, sister. Thank you. Tux says great quiz, Bob, and Tracy is now happy. And Sarah says great show, Bob. Thank you so much. That was very, very kind of you to say. You know, I love doing these. You know, like my week would be the same without doing these. So I'm very, very glad that you enjoyed. And Wajmin says awesome trivia thresh. Thank you. And John Doe says, what was the worst book to film adaptation? Ooh, that I could do a whole show on that. In fact, maybe we'll do that for next week. Probably the best adaptation I could think of. Well, sci-fi is always very, very tough. But I would say probably the let's talk about it next week. I'm gonna have to give that one some thought. But John, thank you for the great question. Emily says, I'm pretty sure we all loved Robin Williams. We all certainly did. Doug says, I got a jet. Say hi to Dave for me. Sorry, I can't make it. Jacob's Ladder is one of my favorite all-time favorites. If I make it, I will do. Melissa says 3 out of 10, not too shabby for coming in the middle of the trivia tonight. Catch the rest in replay. And if you haven't minute to score, leave it in the comments down the road. But I'm so glad you could make it, Melissa. And he says, Sarah, storms are brewing in your eyes. And, well, good luck. And Danny says, next week, remember, yes, next week. I mentioned that before you got here. Next week, it's going to be a collaboration with Sarah, Danny, and myself in the same time slot. And we're looking forward to having you all with us. A lot of folks saying good night to one another. Doug says good night, all. Yep. This community is the coolest. Oh, no, you're the coolest. Dominic says, excellent live stream, Bob. Have a great night. Dominic D, I'm so glad you could make it. It was great seeing you. Take care of yourself. Cindy says, what happened to the 80s music lyrics? Thrash. I haven't been able to put out any content. I've been wicked too busy. I promise I'll get some, both toot and sweet. You mean a creepy classic? Yes, I've been working on one of those. Or do you mean the trivia questions? Like where I give you a song, you have to I'm missing a line, you have to guess the line. Either sound like fun. And Esmeralda says, sounds awesome. Thank you. I hope to see you there. And Sarah says, I love that song, my favorite. And Cindy says, it's a song by Starship. We built a Sunday on Rocky Road. And she says, thank you, Robert, for all the fun. No, thank you. And Loma said, would have been on time, but my live ran for 6 hours. I don't know how you do it. I honestly don't. After about an hour and a half, my backbone starts to fall asleep. I don't know how you do it, Lobos. But again, yours are really fun. I love joining your live streams too. Thank you so much. And a lot of people saying good night to one another. And Keithy says, what, 22 out of 22 on the like button? Yes, that's 100% success. And people are actually starting to drop out. Oh, Christopher says good night to myself. Good night to you, Christopher. You take care of yourself. Sarah by Starship. Sarah. And John Doe says famous monsters of film should be next trivia. That's actually a really good one. And a lot of people saying good nighters. As am I. I want to say, guys, it was so much fun doing these. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the trivia. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the chat. I'm glad you guys enjoyed me and our fellowship. And again, remember next week, it's not only going to be me, it's going to be Sister Sarah and Danny as well. And I am so looking forward to that after a couple years of hard due diligence. And I will have new content hopefully this week. But until next Sunday, be good, be safe, be careful. And we're looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon. Peace.